So now, let's say, come to the eligibility role, right? Today we will talk about if if you see here, we have added something called as a PED
Mm-hmm.
here as well, based on period ended. So PED stands for period ended, and PSD stands for period started.
Okay.
Okay. In absence, while creating these calculations, you will see most of the fields will be available in same format, like either as of period end date or as of period start date. Okay.
Okay.
So, so here we have taken as of period end date.
Mm-hmm.
So now the thing is when we take period end date and when we take period start date, right? So let's see an use case. In this timer plan, what is the period we have? We have taken a monthly period schedule,
Correct.
right? So every time it will be going and checking as of period end date when you have added this eligibility rule,
Mm.
because it goes and checks country as of period end date, and the if that is India, then it will be given as it will be that sorry that employee will be gaining the eligibility of this time of plan.
Okay. So it could be either monthly or yearly, right? If I'm not wrong. The
It
plan what you
can
set.
be based on your requirement.
Okay.
It can be monthly, annually, weekly, bi-weekly, or any custom. Uh, s- so here, basically, I was talking when do we need to include a period start date and when do we need to include period end date, right?
Mm.
So let's say this worker is getting terminated on 10th of the next month,
Okay.
or maybe this month, right? So by period end date, this worker will not be active itself, right?
Correct.
In that case, this will go wrong. If somebody is getting terminated on 10th of March, right? So for them, this calculation will be giving negative value because you cannot evaluate country of location for any inactive person.
Mm-hmm.
But till 10th of March, this employee should be eligible for this plan. If he has left over some balance, he can utilize those absence balance, right? Uh, if not, as per company policy, in many companies, your supervisor do not allow to take vacation during notice period.
Okay.
So in that case, but still the plan should be visible on employee profile. So in that case, what we'll have to do, we'll have to attach a condition in or condition, right? Where we evaluate a country as period start date is equal to India. Did you get?
Yeah, I got it, Ajay.
Okay. So basically, uh, make a note in eligibility. Whenever you are adding multiple rows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each row is being associated with or logic sim. Okay, or logical
Each.
operator row.
Okay.
Like
Mm.
if I mention some condition, right? So if either this or this condition is being true, it will be getting executed.
Okay. Okay. More of like the conditions what you put on macros also.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I will do, I'll just copy this calculation. Should be named as PhD.
Mm-hmm.
So we have created that condition, right? Should
Mm-hmm.
be added here, right? Now, if somebody is being terminated in mid of the month, they will also be having eligibility of this. But we forgot to do one thing. This condition applies only in case of termination. If somebody is being terminated, then okay. So what I said, whenever we go and check this, the employee should be mid-period terminated.
Correct.
So what I'll do, I'll create a logic calculation where we will keep this condition, what we have created now, and a mid-period termination. For mid-period termination, already we have delivered this one. We'll use this, the Workday delivered one. Somebody has created that. So this is now complete. Okay. So basically, what it is doing, it is evaluating either country is India as of period end date or country is India as of period start date and mid period terminated.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have added in or condition, right? Uh, so when we have spent a little time with Workday system, and this thing should be written in a optimal way. So what we can do, anyway, we are putting here or, right? Either this or this. Why don't we create a single logical calculation and put a odd symbol here? Here we will write this and this one, midterm one, right? And we will name this. And whenever we name your calculations, follow the standards. Like I'm giving absence, it is a logical calculation, then LOG, and then name. Now, this is the way in real life you will see in any live project, the eligibility rule will be written like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is now perfect. Okay. You got an understanding of why do we need a period start date and why do we need a period end date. I'll show you an use case. Let's terminate this worker. I'm putting a date of somewhere in March. So that's 11th.
So Ajay, if I'm not wrong, we have put only two conditions now on this, right?
Yeah, just one. Just we are evaluating country.
Okay.
Also, Kavita Nair is now terminated in system with effective date of 11th March. I'll stop proxy for now. balance in somewhere in March. By 11th of March. Okay. You see this? India vacation 4.5. It's there. For the time being, I'll go and put just a period end date and not the start date one. I'll reload this page. You see, the last row has disappeared. Did you notice?
Yeah.
Yep. So the reason is, by period end date, by end of March, we are checking as of 11th of March. So by period end date, that is 31st of March, this person is not active. And if somebody is not existing in system, how can you evaluate or do any kind of validation on that, right? So that's the reason you need to always include period end date as well as start date. With a start date, the conditions would come up, the worker should be terminated in middle of the period. And do remember when we, let's say I told you, if we add any condition in a separate row that gets separated by a logical operator or, okay? If we add the condition, we can add a multiple condition here, right? So let's say ISC something country USA, right? This one. So this is now and condition. You have added both in a single grade, then it considered as a and condition. So now it will be checking the workers location is India as well as United States. This doesn't make sense. Let's say put full time. So it would be checking worker time type is full time and country is India. Okay. So if we go, if you see here, this is also not a perfect one because it just evaluates as a period start date, not as a period end date. Okay. So we'll look for something else. No. So it's not there. Maybe you can make a note or addition to your assignment, Hemant, like
Hmm.
you include a full-time employee as well. So previously we had a condition of it, we should be eligible for country India. Now for country India and uh, full-time employees. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. The condition is not existing. Please create and set it up with and country India and full-time. Okay. So make sure you create with a separate period ended, started, and mid period terminated. Okay. So till now, any doubt, any question? No?
So far, all good, Ajay.
Okay, cool. So I will take you, now to accrual and tell you a concept called as a lookup calculation. In general, in real life, the accrual doesn't look so straightforward like 2.25 happens every month. And you just go and write there some numbers and it will be happening. That doesn't uh, be a case in most of the uh, scenario. Then how it happens? So let's say, based upon year of seniority, your company, if you have spent 5 years in company, for you, the company will be giving instead of 2.25, they will be giving 2.5 days. Make sense? If you have spent 10 years in the organization, the company will be giving you somewhere close to like 3 days in a month. So for different seniority, the accrual should be different. So uh, we have 3 level of seniority. One is lesser than 5, one is between 5 to 10, and one is beyond 10. Okay. So those type of scenario, how we will be accommodating here. So we have something called lookup calculation in absence. So what does it do basically? There is a uh, table kind of, you set up a table kind of thing, right? And you make Workday understand like you are going to check what based upon the year of service, based upon like what I can say, any other thing.
Tenure.
There are few time offs, based upon your dependents or maybe child. Like if you have two kids, so if there is a childcare leave in a year, right? That's basically 3 days. Majorly, Singapore has that, right? So if you have a child lesser than 7 year old, you will be getting 3 days of childcare leave in a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have two kids, it will be 10 days. When you have plus two, it will be having 15 days like that. So, so based upon a different set of values, you your result is varying. So in that
Mm-hmm.
case, we use a calculation called a lookup calculation. How do we create that? Uh, Calculation we'll be putting here always. Create. You see here. Oh, You always, for now, you pick this option, numeric calculation search criteria. Here you need to give the, like, basically field name based upon what you are going to decide. Based upon year of service, based on the continuous service date, I'll pick this. It's a Workday delivered field, right? If you click this three dot, it will tell you the details. Like basically, it finds the year of service spent in an organization. Okay. So we had three things. If somebody has spent 0 years, for them accrual is 2.25. For somebody who have spent 5 years, for them accrual is 2.5. Okay. For somebody who has spent 10 years and beyond, right? For them accrual is 3 days in a month. Here you select A. Here you select period ended. You're all set. The calculation is updated. Okay. So this is somewhat, very similar what we have, what set of accrual we have in real life. Okay. In real organizations. Not exactly, but very similar. Okay. So now if we go and check, it's very difficult to find someone, in this tenant whose hire date is 5 years ago. One generic question. What type of transaction we basically correct? Any idea?
Not
The
sure.
type of leave you mean to tell annual?
Oh, no. I'm asking here, I'm trying to correct some past dated transaction.
Yeah, because what you said, accruals for 10 years, you have made it as
Yeah,
3.
yeah.
And I'm trying to
So,
make that. Yeah,
so,
okay.
so that's what I am asking. Like, is there any specific type of, can you correct a in progress transaction? Like there is something which is in progress, not successfully completed. Can you go ahead and correct that?
No idea, Ajay.
Yeah. Also, you always correct something which is already completed, which is successfully completed.
Okay.
Whenever you correct, you need to put comment. Either you correct or cancel. Then that. This person has this, right? You see, she has completed 22 years, right? So as per our calculation, she should be getting every month 3 days of vacation in place of 2.5 and 2.25. 2.25. So I'll check here. You see here. So every period she gets 3 days, 3 days, 3 days, 3 days like that. Okay. Making sense?
Yeah, Jay.
Uh, so if I make, a same employee for like lesser than 10 years, she will be getting 2.5 days, right? That you can do practice and check. Okay. Also in today's session, till now, we have seen what is period ended, started, and why do we need to include both of them. Yep, now we have something called proration. So basically, in case of uh, Hemant, if you remember, we have processed the termination for her.
Correct.
That's supposed to happen on 11th of March, right?
Yeah.
So she is working 11 days in March, right? She should not be getting 2.25 days for entire month, which is an entitlement for entire month, right? So her accrual should be prorated for month of March. Okay.